In this video, I wanted to talk about how to know when it's time to move on from your job. I'll get to that in a second, but I just want to talk about the job cycle, I guess you could call it. This is something that I've thought about before, and I've done research and I can't find anything on it, so I'm copywriting it right here, right now. I don't think that's how it works. Anyway, by the time you're watching this, it's probably the middle of January, and I used to look at jobs like in this exact way. So let's say it's January right now. You've probably just come back from the holidays. Last month you got your Christmas bonus, if you're lucky in this economy, and you're feeling pretty good about work right now. But there's that little voice in the back of your head telling you to go and explore the options on Indeed or ZipRecruiter, or insert your favorite job searching website here. That would have been really good sponsorship transition. But anyway, so you tell yourself that you'll find a job in the spring because you don't want to have to commute to a job that's possibly further away in the winter. And that's fine. And then January turns to February, which turns to March, and then April, and it starts getting warm. Then you see that it's getting warm and you're like, oh, the weather's nice, the sun starts setting a little later, maybe you go out with some friends after work, and it feels like the earth is resetting after a cold winter. So you tell yourself that you'll find a new job in the summer. But then summer rolls around, the weather's nice, it's hot outside, it's the best time of year for most people, and everything feels good. You go out for dinner on the patio, you go for long walks with your partner, and everything's good. So you tell yourself that you'll find a new job in the fall. But then fall rolls around and it's September or October, and you say winter's almost here, I'll just finish out the year. It's almost Christmas, I'll find a new job in the new year. But then, as I said back in January, you end up going through the whole year again and staying at the same place. And then you're just a hamster in the wheel of the job cycle. Let me preface this video by saying that I can't tell you when it's time for you to move on from your job. But hopefully this video can provide some guidance on the signs of when it's time to. And getting straight into it, if you're watching this video right now and you searched for this video, I think you already have some sense that you want to. And you either want to reinforce that decision by watching videos like these, or you want your decision to be validated. And I'll tell you here, just go for it. Actually, I think I basically just said the same thing twice. Anyway, you never know what experiences you'll get to experience if you never take the leap. Just saying. But in all seriousness, I think the first indication is stress. I've said it before and I'll say it again. No job is worth risking your physical, mental, or any type of health. There's no job in the world that I can do where I will risk my health for it. It's just not a thing. That's a boundary that I've set, and I will stick to that boundary until the end of time. If you got hurt on the job and you had to take some time off work, one, the company will probably find someone to take your spot while you're off, and two, what if there are lingering effects of the injury? What if you hurt your leg at work, and now because you hurt your leg at work, you're unable to stand for long periods of time? There's no amount of money in the world that can replace that feeling or peace of mind that your leg is back to normal. See what I mean? It's the same thing for mental health too. No one should have to sacrifice any type of their health for work. That's just my opinion though. Next, I want to talk about your path at work. If you've maxed out your path at work, if you've discovered everything that there is to discover, if you've reached the max level, then I think you have a valid point in wanting to move on. If you've accomplished everything that you wanted to accomplish in your role and there's no support from your superiors about moving up to another position or climbing the ladder some more, if that's something that you want to do, then I would say that you have a point. One caveat to this point is that if I were you, before you make the decision about leaving your job, talk to one of your superiors. Tell them that, you've accomplished everything that you want to accomplish and you're looking to move up to a manager role or whatever it is, but only if you want to do that. If you think it's better to go somewhere else where you'll be more engaged, then by all means, go for it. I would say that workplace environment plays a big factor when it comes to things like this. And I've also said before that if you work in a toxic environment, that it's time to find a new job. And that point still stands to this day. If you find that your coworkers are not supporting you, or if management isn't providing support when you ask for it, if people are throwing you under the bus, then it's time to get out of there. If you're also finding that you're feeling underappreciated, I think those are grounds to find a new job. If you did something that improved the company's position, or you did something to keep the company out of a catastrophe and didn't receive any thanks for it, I would polish up the resume and get going. Another point you have to consider is to look at your industry. If you're seeing that the company is doing a lot of restructuring as of late, and in this economy it might actually be happening, then I would start looking for other work. I'm not saying that your industry will just fall off the face of the earth tomorrow, but let's take tech jobs right now, for example. Amazon just had a bunch of layoffs, Meta just had a bunch of layoffs, Twitter just had a bunch of layoffs. The whole tech industry is going through a big shift right now. So if you're working in tech, I would have your resume primed and ready. But on the other hand, if you want to be a nurse, for example, the whole healthcare sector is struggling for people right now, so you're probably safe. Just use common sense and forecast what your career is going to look like in, say, 5 to 10 years. But sometimes you just get this feeling that it's time to move on, and I don't think you should suppress those feelings. You can try and convince yourself that you should stay, but sometimes it just feels like you're trying to fit the puzzle piece in the wrong place, and most of the time that puzzle piece is you. To end off the video, I just want to say that if you do decide that moving on is the best option for you, then do it on good terms. Don't talk shit about people, don't burn any bridges, because you won't know if you'll have to cross those bridges again. Give 2 weeks notice, help transition your workload so that everything is seamless, and move on to your next opportunity with an open mind. And if you do find a new job, I wish you the best of luck. Make sure you come back here and tell me how it goes. And as always, thanks for watching.